So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the opportunity for being here. My best practice, hopefully good practice, and hopefully something that can be implemented in other V4 countries as well, is coming from the major problem, one of the major problems from cybersecurity, namely how can we build the capacities in the governments and how can we build the capacities in the public service. First of all, let me quote the beginning of the Hungarian cybersecurity strategy, which is coming from 2013 and which will be renewed at the end of this year. But it says that this strategy indicates that Hungary is ready to perform and take responsibility for cyberspace protection tasks and intends to develop the Hungarian cyberspace as a key element of Hungarian economic and social life into a free, secure and innovative environment. The Hungarian government is responsible for protecting its cyberspace, and through the cyberspace it is responsible for protect the society and the economy. But how can we do that without the sufficient background, with the sufficient talents who can serve as officers, both in the military and the law enforcement? How can we protect our cyberspace without having the sufficient knowledge in the public administration? Therefore, the Hungarian government understood this problem and started to think on how can we provide the talents, how can we provide the experts for the governments. And the first understanding of the government was that the major problem is the human. Therefore, we should start somehow, in general, with the public administration, with all those public servants who are working nowadays in the governmental agencies, and somehow we should build up somehow the cybersecurity awareness of the Hungarian public servants. So, therefore, as we also have a Hungarian Cybersecurity Act from 2013, again, it clearly states that the government is responsible for the capacity building activities, both on the general level, awareness level, and on the experts level. Therefore, the Hungarian one of the Hungarian institutes who is responsible for the university level education should build up a cybersecurity education system somehow to fulfill this requirement that is coming from the law. Therefore, there are some actors who are needed to be educated from the manager level, I mean the highest level managers of the different agencies, the CISOs, the Chief Information Security Officers at the different governmental units, the experts who will serve on specific areas, the supporters, but we call them supporters, but we are talking of the IT operators of the public administration, the employees in general, and the whole society, because we have the responsibility to protect not just the governmental IT systems, but the whole society in its own. Therefore, the Hungarian government understood that the cybersecurity is not just an engineering thing, it's not just a technical thing, and although naturally we need the IT guys, the hackers, we need the cyber warriors, but we also need those aware employees and those knowledgeable decision makers who can give the orders, who can lead the technical guys. So, this is one of the tasks, and the other task is to somehow manage the huge resource problems as we have, and I think we can also suffer with the same problem in other countries as well, as we don't have the relevant resources to protect our nations. How can we do that? And that is how my university is coming to the picture, as my university, the National University of Public Service, is responsible for all the government's related educational activities. We are the governmental university, and in this university we have 5 faculties and 3 institutes. The faculties can be seen here. We have a faculty responsible for the law enforcement, faculty of military operations, faculty of public administration, faculty of international relations and diplomacy, and faculty of water sciences as one of the critical infrastructure, one of the major critical infrastructure in Hungary. And we also have 3 different institutes, an institute for the public administration related researches, not relevant in this sense, but we also have an institute for disaster management and an institute for national security. Therefore, everyone who might have some responsibilities in connection with cybersecurity, cyber protection, or cyber defense will somehow get into touch with my university. Therefore, we needed to maintain the already existing education systems, improve the already existing education systems, and start something new in the past and in the future. In the past, we had at the military faculty, we had these defense three systems and the management MSc level. We also have the cybersecurity postgraduate training for the governmental CISOs, 2-semester-long management-related issues. But we also got the order from the ministries to first of all start a cyber crime specialization for the law enforcement officers, and we also need to start a master in cybersecurity on the strategic level, because we are not responsible for the education of the tactical guys, but for the decision makers and the future decision, future public administrators. How can we do that? The university started 2 different entities at the university. The first one is the Cybersecurity Academy, which is led by me, and the responsibility will be detailed later, and the Cybersecurity Research Center that serve as the research background of the whole initiative. What do we need? First of all, unfortunately, and I think this is the case in all other countries, our students want to be police officers or wants to be soldiers or wants to be public servants, but they don't really know what cybersecurity means in their practice. They think that cybersecurity is something very, how can I say, techy thing, that only the geeks are going to the cyber field, and this is something that just boy can do. Because it's naturally not true, because that can be also a feminine field as well. Therefore, first of all, we have to build the trust with our own students and tell them that how cybersecurity can build into their own careers. Therefore, our first task is to help the talent management. So the talented students are usually on our focus, and we are helping them to be involved in different exercises, like the NATO's lock shields exercises, one example where our students were involved, or we are supporting them to go to the Cyber 912 challenge in Geneva and to compete with other universities. We also have a national cybersecurity competition in Hungary between the different universities. And of course, we are supporting them to build their thesis work, their diploma work, in different cyber-related topics. Just an example, now in my university on different faculties, there are approximately between 30 to 40 students who are writing their current thesis work on different aspects of cyber, of course governmental cyber things. The Cybersecurity Research Center was built to draw up the major lines of the research thing, what is important for my government, for the Hungarian government, and where we should build up our own capacities from the researcher side. Those are just, you can see the whole line, but from the strategic questions, through cybercrime and the security of social media, guess why, and the security of smart cities are absolutely on the focus. And those research areas will serve on the future cybersecurity master that is hopefully will be started in the fall semester of next year. The research and development activities can also show that what is important for the Hungarian government. First of all, the participation of H2020 and FP9 that will be started in 2021, because there will be a lots of cybersecurity-related research activities, research calls, and my government thinks that the critical information infrastructure protection, for example, is one thing that we should support, and we should be involved in different international projects. Of course, fulfilling the government needs, the Hungarian military will be improved until 2026. And of course, cyber warfare is one of the major topics, and hopefully, as we are a trusted university, we can serve as the research background for them. Regional cooperations, like the V4 cooperations, is also very important for us, and we are trying to build up the good cooperation with our colleagues in the 3 other countries. R&D with private partners, because there are lots of companies who want to build some services and products for the governmental needs, not just in Hungary, but elsewhere. And of course, there are the GDPR, the Cybersecurity Act, the NIS Directive, and those all need some improvements, some think tank background for the different governmental units. The Cybersecurity Academy itself was founded in March last year, and the main tasks were, first of all, to synchronize all cybersecurity education and research activities. Those who are coming from the universities, I think you all know the situation where you don't really know what happens, not just in the other faculty, but the room next to you. Therefore, we started to talk with each other, and that discussion helped a lot to find the parallel things and find the matching competencies that can be used as the base for the future education. To cooperate with the relevant stakeholders, as we are serving the government needs to tell us that what do they need. And that needs a frequent quarterly discussion between the different entities and to help them to tell us what should they give us. Represent the university in national and international partnerships like this one, and to initiate trainings and events and publications on that field, and last but not least to organize the different exercises. Like in this year we had an exercise for all of our students. More than 1,000 students were involved, a 2 days long cybersecurity related exercise. And last but not least, who are our main counterparts of the governments? Everyone from the Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Interior, Disaster Management, Secret Services. Therefore, I think, and finishing my slides, I propose that if you have the chance in the different countries, just create that roundtable and help the responsible stakeholders to sit down and tell what they need, what do they need. Thank you very much for your attention.